What's up, everyone? We are back. All three of us are finally back with another episode of the JDA show, episode 17, coming at you fresh after Game 3 of the Celtics versus the Raptors after pure heartbreak just ensued. Let me see what's your initial reaction to that. I know, Jesse, you're nervous.
I'm just nervous in general. I haven't seen such a loss in a long time.
You don't have to be nervous, but that hurts more than just about
your guy.
What do you think they're thinking in their locker room? You don't think any of them have a little pit in their stomach? Like, these guys have new life now? That's what it's like. You think Nick Nurse is going to go into that locker room? He's going to be like, we're in this game. We're in this series now, boys. Like, you know how defeated they probably were going into that last play with 0.5 seconds
I know
left?
it's just kind of a lame...
I'm sick.
It's kind of a lame mentality, but you just got to put it in the rearview mirror and just move on. At the end of the day, you still have
You're
a 2-1.
in the bubble. You got to put it in the
still
mirror.
have a 2-1 series lead.
The Celtics need to win Game 4. That's my take right now, is they need to win Game 4.
And just be lucky that Smart bailed you out in Game 2 of those 5 threes. So you're down 2-1 right now. So you could be in a way worse of a position than you are right now. Way worse.
Could be worse. That's a good point. But dude, I mean, it's the one thing you can't let happen, though. It's the one thing. And he's wide open. Hell of a pass from Kyle Lowry.
Tell me you're not... So let's go bring it back to the play before where Kemba Walker to Daniel Tice. Amazing play. Tell me we're not... Series is over.
We thought we were going into this episode up 3-0.
Yeah, I didn't think there would be this type of reaction to start the episode. But it looked like it was going to be over.
I'm so pissed.
I'm so... It was just such an amazing pass.
I feel for anybody that had the Celtics money line. The Celtics were plus 2.5 tonight, and I saw a lot of betting pages that I follow that live bet the Celtics when they were down 4 with like 3 minutes left, and they propped it. I guys just took fucking Celtics money line plus 400 for $1,000.
So who do you blame that last play on? You go Tatum? I mean, he's got to
it's a communication error between Tatum and Brown. More so, the blame is on Tatum. I mean, he did gesture, kind of pointed towards Anunoby, as it was happening. You just got. I mean, he could have been yelling, and it could have just been they were in a fucking blur because it's the last play of the game with 0.5 seconds. But Tatum's got to be out there Anunoby corner, Anunoby.
It just seems like one of those plays that it takes a million little things to go perfectly right in order to happen. I mean, Tatum's got to cheat off of him to the point where he's left open. Brown cheats off of him to the point where he's open.
It seemed like they were...
Kyle Lowry delivers literally the perfect pass.
Over Taco Fall, who's 8 feet tall.
If that ball is literally just a foot to the right, top or left of Anunoby, then he has to gather and then shoot, and he doesn't get it off.
I want to say this, too. It's also partially on Brad Stevens, because if I was the coach in that huddle, I'm saying we're not switching anything. You're sticking to your man like glue.
So do you think they were in a man or a zone?
It looked like a half zone or something. Yeah. You need to just be on your man like glue. Fucking, if you got to get it before the inbounds foul. Actually, no, I might be shy and 2 shots in the ball. But, that's just horrible.
I'm not going to harp on it too much. Like RJ said, we're up 2-1. We've clearly been the better team in this series so far. Should be up 3-0, but again... Up 2-1 isn't the worst scenario, and if you go and you take Game 4 and you go up 3-1, then you're still in a great spot.
It's a big ask, man. They've had a lot of their main pieces be very quiet thus far, so that's another reason why I'm a little concerned as the Celtics guy here. Siakam has not been...
Lowry dropped 32 tonight.
Yeah, Siakam hasn't really gotten going. Van Vliet played pretty solid tonight. He still hasn't had a game yet. Gasol has not had a game yet. I'm a little concerned right now that...
Like I said, it looked like the series was over.
I'm a little concerned that there's a Toronto Storm coming our way right now.
I picked Raptors in 7. I'm backing off that. I think the Celtics win. Because when a team goes up 2-0, they win 93% of the series.
Well, I hope you're right. I really
don't know the number.
This is still unlike any other playoffs we've ever seen.
Sure, because there's no home court. But you look at it, you go up 2-0, just split the next 2, and you're in the driver's seat. You're up 3-1. So I don't think it's time to hit the panic button just yet.
It's a big ass.
Did the Celtics play that great tonight?
I'm hitting.
No,
but Kemba had a fucking ball game. I know Tatum was quiet, but
this is what happens. I said this outside with no Hayward, who I don't love because I don't. But
that's still 17 and 5
exactly.
a game.
So whether it's Walker, Tatum, or Brown, if they have a cold night, you're in a dogfight because you don't have the scoring.
Yeah.
So no matter what, it's going to come down to the wire.
Oh, you know what sucks too is that actually not only on that last play, but Tice showed up. Even Cantor in his limited minutes showed up, and Rob Williams had some big plays. So, how often are you going to get all three of those guys in unison playing their minutes and showing up? Even Semioshele hit a deep three tonight. I don't know. I'm a little nervous. I'm very nervous.
I think you're overreacting a little bit.
Maybe I am.
I understand where you're coming from, but you still got to understand that we smoked them in Game 1. Stole the game in Game 2.
I'm feeling anxious right now.
The Celtics are a young team. Someone's just got to be a leader in that locker room and be like, guys, let's just let it go. We're up 2-1, and someone's got to be a leader in that locker room because you can't let that get to you. You're still up 2-1.
Still up 2-1.
It could be way worse. Worse.
Could be. Positives, Jesse.
Yeah. Why am I being positive right
seriously.
now? Why me?
Shut up.
But no, I think like I said, I had Raptors in 7. I think I've more kind of with the Sixers. I said Celtics in 6. I think I've misevaluated their opponents big time. Like the Raptors have, even though they won tonight, really have not impressed me whatsoever.
No.
Siakam, I thought was better than this. He's not. To me, their best player has probably been Ibaka. Well, I don't think he did much tonight, but he was their best player the first 2 games probably.
Yeah, and he was a very good
playing
player
like
in their
25
first
minutes
series
a game too.
Yeah, and he's a guy that's going to be a free agent at the end of the year. I wouldn't mind seeing him.
Are either of these teams the best team in the East? I want to say I love the Celtics, and I still am sticking to my pick that the Celtics are getting out of the East. But I think the best overall team in the East is the Miami Heat.
It is Miami.
Have you guys watched them lately?
But it's still, dude. It's still so close between them and Boston. I'm not going to take too much away from Boston because of a freak play that happened.
Neither am I.
I mean, I still think Boston and Miami are neck and neck.
Well, it's basically, do you want to evaluate Boston having the strongest top 4 players in the conference, or do you want to evaluate Miami having 10 men deep who are
put their depth up against ours?
And it's not even normal depth. These guys have these Miami bench players are better than who Milwaukee is starting, than Giannis and Middleton.
What is Iguodala, like the 10th guy?
Yeah, or even the 11th on some nights.
Still solid.
And that's a 3-time champ who's a former All-Star. Like
Olynyk's giving you big shots.
Harrell, Robinson, Nunn, who is a Rookie of the Year candidate. He barely plays now. Like they're scary.
You got sniper, like you said. You got Robinson, Hero. You got snipers,
shooters for
days.
Dragic has been playing out of his mind.
Oh, that dude is
amazing.
Sick.
He's been in the league a decent amount.
Yeah,
of time,
at least
right?
almost 10 years now, and he's always been good. But I guess he's never been on a team that's had this kind of limelight. So.
And they moved him to the starting role too because he was a 6-man pretty much all year. And he's taken it and run with it. I really like.
Playing confident and aggressive. Yeah, the Heat scare me, but for me, it's Heat, Celtics, 1A, 1B, whoever you want to put at the A, and then the Bucks, then the Raptors. But
do you want Hayward back?
I do. I don't like the narrative that the Celtics are playing their best basketball now that Hayward's out. I think you need that.
You think that's sort of just coincidental?
I think it's coincidental, and maybe they're just building off of that Sixers series. I think you really need that extra score
I agree.
Late in the playoffs.
Especially when you're comparing the Celtics to the Heat as far as depth goes. You can't miss a guy like Hayward.
And
you
Hayward,
gotta have a guy like that.
Hayward, on any given night, can actually be the best or second best player on the floor. Mm-hmm. If he's given that opportunity, and if other people are cold, he'll go out there and he'll get you buckets, and he'll facilitate, unlike some of the other, he's a better passer than Tatum. He's a better passer than Brown. He's an all-around player. He's taken that type of role for us.
And it's the guys getting minutes now that he's out, too. Grant Williams has been getting
Semi Ojeleye.
We don't want those guys out there.
I don't mind Grant Williams. Semi Ojeleye I don't want to see on the floor.
I really don't want either of them out there in the clutch, to be honest. Keep our bigs to Tyson Williams and get Hayward back instantly.
Yeah.
So we can have Wanamaker, Hayward, Smart, Jalen, Jason, Tatum, Kemba.
I mean, I was prepared to
7-man lineup.
If they won tonight, be like, they don't need him. They got great chemistry rocking without him. Because I know I do think kind of opens up things for Tatum and Brown even more and lets them just do their own thing. But you need that other scoring option because if one of them struggles, the game's going to go down to the wire. And we saw that last game and this game. Walker struggled last game, and I don't think Brown was very good tonight. I could be wrong. I don't know his exact numbers.
I think he had 20 or something close to that.
Okay.
He was
quiet,
on 50% shooting.
I gotta say this real quick. It's just I feel for Norman. He did take Celtics money line instead of the spread. So
bad beat, Norm.
Sorry, Norm. We're all used to bad beats.
Do you know what the spread was going into the game?
2.5 plus 2.5 for the Celtics. So But, yeah, I just had to get that in there.
What do you think about Rob Williams getting these minutes? You like that?
Yeah, he knows his role. He's not out there trying to do too much. He rebounds, he blocks shots, and he dunks the basketball.
Yeah, he's been earning those minutes. I mean,
I'm fine with him getting about 15 minutes per game.
I like it, but where's this been all year? Like, why hasn't he been in the rotation
Because
sooner?
Brad Stevens hasn't put him in.
Exactly. Why
Brad Stevens hasn't been giving him
minutes? Maybe he's an injury-prone guy. Maybe he's kind of been dealing with nagging things, this and that.
I just think we knew what Cantor was. This kid should have gone.
He didn't play bad tonight.
No, he didn't. He's not a bad player, but I think the ceiling with Williams is higher.
Sure, it is.
And I know they don't like Williams because he's a rim runner.
I agree, RJ. I think they should have groomed Williams into being a more...
Wait, why
this
is he
whole
getting
regular season?
Why is he first getting a real run in the second round of the playoffs?
Yeah.
Like, even at the beginning when they came back for the bubble, why didn't they give him a run?
He could have established himself as a very serious bench piece during the regular season, at which point he could be making an even bigger impact in the playoffs right now.
Yes, I get what you're saying. He's hard to trust. He's the guy who gets hurt. He's kind of
no, it's not even the trust thing. In the playoffs, I have no problem playing, but maybe they were just taking it easy with him in the regular season. They knew what he was already, and they just wanted to sort of ease him in when they could. But the one thing I have to say about Cantor is that he's actually an elite offensive rebounder. Like, when I say that, he's top 3 in the league in offensive rebounding since he's been in the league. Like, so he did it tonight too. I saw him grab a couple offensive boards, and that's something that in the playoffs
it's huge.
It's going to come back to help you.
He's a huge liability defensively.
Sure, I'm all right with him getting 10 minutes a game.
It's a fair trade-off when you balance those two things, and then his offense. I mean,
depending on the series, one's going to get more minutes than the other. Tyson's going to get his. Independent, you saw round 1; it was more Cantor. Now we're seeing Rob Williams.
I can't believe they lost that game.
It just comes down to now you're in a dogfight, and who's going to come out of it, and you got the upper hand. So
yeah, momentum just shifted towards Toronto, but in the Boston locker room too that everybody's feeling like, damn, we just let that one slip through our fingers.
Don't you just feel like Toronto's? Sorry to cut you off. Don't you just feel like Toronto is due for like a lights out shooting night? I feel like they're still shooting under 30% from 3.
Yeah, like I said, I haven't been impressed by them. Still haven't been. So
that's a team that almost relies on the 3 in the regular season, and they shoot it at a high clip.
But I mean, I don't know. I don't necessarily put that all on Toronto. You got to credit Boston's defense to some extent too.
Sure,
it's going to go 6 now at least. Like the Raptors aren't going to lose 3 in a row now, or sorry, 2 in a row. So I think
they will.
Maybe
if
the Celtics win Game 4, I'm not concerned in the slightest. If we lose Game 4, I don't even know if I could pick the result of this series. And
it's scary, and then it's best of 3, and you've lost the 2 games leading up to that best of 3.
Yeah, I'm sad, but that's I'm too sad to talk anymore. Celtics.
All right, so on tonight's episode,
a couple more losers we're going to talk.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the Bruins, big time losers. Then we're going to talk about some Patriots. A week away from the start of the NFL season, 10 days away from the Patriots season opener against Miami. We're going to talk about the other NBA playoffs going on, a little bit about the first round, a little bit about the second. Then we're going to dive into some NFL talk, and then we got some miscellaneous topics we'll get to if we have time at the end. And then, we're bringing back Boston Sports Trivia. I know it's a fan-favorite segment. It's going to be Jesse versus Andy. Jesse's undefeated.
I didn't know it was me versus Jesse. Versus the GOAT. Versus the Schwab.
Well, I think he has to. I think he should have to cover a spread.
How many questions tonight?
10. So I think you should have to beat him by 2 questions.
I agree.
Sure, I'm fine with that. I'll agree. Else I'll be unseated. That's fine. I just had this weird feeling though when you were talking about trivia being done today that you were going to load it up with like hockey questions or something to get me off the seat. Did you?
No, I'll tell you the pattern. I went Bruins. So I went all 4.
You started with Bruins.
Yeah, I think it was a good question. There's only 2 Bruins questions in there, and then there's 3 Celtics, 3 Patriots, 2 Red Sox.
All right.
I think they're fair. They're not hard questions either.
I will take that on. So if I don't cover the 1.5, I lose, and you guys are going to go out of the next episode. Also, I would like to mention that we do have a live audience tonight. We got Matt in the building. What's up over there, Matt?
Matt, can you say what's up?
What's up, peeps?
Yeah, we got Matty M in the building.
Matt, can you say it louder?
Yo, what up, peeps? I'm looking up live stats right now for the boys, just in case they need them.
Yeah, he's our computer guy.
$100 a ticket though if you want to go live. So
yeah,
He paid $100 to be
here. Matt paid $100 here, so I
used to live here. I didn't pay a dime.
All right, so let's get into the Bruins stock.
Ugh.
What went wrong against Tampa? And I'll start it off. Tampa's just a better team.
Tampa,
they had no Stamkos, and that team is loaded, and when the Bruins went up 1-0, I'm like, damn, like, and remember that game, they were down 3-2. Marchand scored to tie the game up, and then they ended up losing in overtime. When Marchand scored that, I'm like, this is this team's year. Like, I did not think they were going to be able to. That was a ballsy goal by Marchand. Mm-hmm. And little do I know, they lose fucking 4 games in a row. 4 in a row. So you couldn't win one of those? And that last game.
In those 4 games, too, I think they were outscored like 16-5 or something
well, I mean, they were in 2 of them. It was overtime, but they got killed in game 3. And game 5, like, fan of the show, Billy Murray tweeted at me, it was cock and ball torture all overtime. You're just watching that shit like.
No, Tampa may very well be the best team left in the playoffs right now. If I were to pick anybody, I'd pick Tampa to win it all. I mean, they looked great, and I'm not even going to take that much away from the Bruins because I still felt like they played pretty well, minus Pastrnak, who didn't really look like he was.
Did he even get a point?
I don't know. Yeah, he scored. He either had a goal in Game 5 or Game 4.
He just didn't look like the player he was all season long, and I don't know if it was a lingering injury.
Well, yeah, Cassidy in his exit interview said that he had upper body injury, so he's still dealing with that. You know, when he got hurt Game 1 of against Carolina, and I just think that guy showed up out of shape. He, was out in Boston partying, had to quarantine for a week. Him and Kasha, however you say, what I'm talking about. Yeah, both came in out of shape, messing around on the streets, and the goaltending. You had no Tuukka Rask, who I don't like Tuukka Rask, he's much better than Halak. Halak was just an embarrassing performance. Kind
of don't want to get into Tuukka Rask, but how are you going to walk away from your team in the playoffs, dude? When you're already there. You just played a first round.
The thing is, though, he wasn't there because he was never mentally there, so he shouldn't have fucking came in the first place. And he backed out 2 hours before Game 3 against Carolina.
Yeah.
Right when people started chirping and he made those bitchy comments it just, what did he, I forget what he said. It's something like, it doesn't feel normal or it's not the same.
I would respect it on a certain level if he just never showed up to the bubble. If he was like, listen, I'm not gonna be there. It's true. I mean, there are things bigger than hockey. I completely understand that. But you're also a professional athlete, and you're expected to be there not only by the organization, but by your teammates. What message does that send? This guy will never be in net for us again.
No, I don't want him back here.
You got Zdeno Chara's out here at 43 fucking years old, giving it his all. I mean, and then you're going to just quit on him after you gave up 3 goals in Game 7 of the last game?
Chara's almost a high-risk individual with how old
After I got to say my take.
So the rumor was that his daughter had some surgery. So I don't even know if I believe that. I could just see.
You heard the golf story.
Yes.
You think they would make that up?
Yeah, I do. I wouldn't be surprised if someone like Dale Arnold made up some bullshit because he wrote
Cover his book already.
I've talked to Tuukka.
So I don't know how much Jess is a big Dale Arnold guy.
Fuck Dale Arnold, Jesse. He's such a fucking.
I don't know how much I believe of that. So let's say that she did have the surgery. Why couldn't he have You're telling me it was that bad of a surgery where he couldn't come back and play? Yeah, right. And I know who am I to judge him being a father, but your team, and then he had a golf tee time 2 days after he left, and he didn't show up because either one of the news networks in Boston
found out he had a tee time,
and then Scott Zolak, who works for 98.5,
was playing that day, right?
Knew he was out on the course, and he said he's on the course. This was not a rumor.
Ugh.
This guy's out playing golf, but what did she have fucking?
It's just a bad luck.
Did she have a hernia?
It's just a bad luck. It's a bad luck.
That?
What I got to say about the Bruins, coming from my perspective, is that I was
5
I was
right
2. About.
She had a cosmetic surgery at 2.
You don't know.
Do you think that's funny?
Tuukka's pretty ugly.
You think it's funny that his 2-year-old daughter had cosmetic surgery?
If his 2-year-old daughter had cosmetic surgery, that might be kind of funny.
I got to say, with the Bruins, I was wrong about one thing, and I was right about one thing. I was wrong saying that they would be fine without Tuukka Rask when I called Tuukka Rask overrated. I said that he was soft. I said this and that. I said he wasn't the goalkeeper for the Bruins. Clearly, he is our best goalkeeper, and there was a major difference between that backup Halak.
But Halak was solid all year.
Maybe numbers just lie, because I know his goals against average is nice, this and that, but he's a backup for a reason. Clearly, I didn't know when I was defending him. I didn't know he was 35 years old. It would have been different if he was like a 27-year-old backup with these stats. He's a backup for a reason at this stage. Second, I was right about these old choking frauds losing in the second round. That's all I gotta say.
But I know another team that's a bunch of choking frauds. It's the 2010 Celtics. That team is a bunch of choking.
Oh, the
frauds.
team that lost in the NBA Finals because Perkins went down.
How many 3-2 leads did the Celtics blow? That team, 2?
1 to the second best player of all time, and 2 because Kendrick Perkins went down.
They're chokers, and they underachieve.
So you have a real personal attachment to these guys losing in the second round. If you're going to start bringing up the old Celtics.
I feel like this just got really
the Bruins
personal.
are underachievers.
Why are you bringing up 2010 Celtics, bro? You're living in the past?
No, because we had this
10
conversation.
years ago?
Trying to make me look bad.
Whatever.
We had this conversation outside of this, so why can't we have it here?
Well, it's not the same terms here.
They're both chokers, and they both are underachievers.
Yeah, both organizations, but this is a different. This year the Bruins underachieved. The Celtics didn't underachieve in 2010. They overachieved.
Correct. I don't.
They
disagree.
were a 4 seed.
I agree.
And they took the LA Lakers.
They still choked it. They were up 3-2. You choked it away.
When you lose your starting center in Game 6, it's you're undersized against a big Lakers team with 2 7-footers.
Can you at least admit that they underachieved? That team, they should have got a second championship.
As a whole, the Big 3 era underachieved. They should have won 2 rings.
All right, agreed.
But in 2010, they didn't underachieve. They overachieved.
But they choked.
I guess, but they lost their starting center.
All right, fair enough. We don't have to get too far off the rails.
Yeah,
but
I
so
don't
I'm
know
guessing
why
you
I
think
had
that
to bring that into it.
I'm thinking you guess that the Bruins window is closed.
I mean, everybody on the team is saying that they're all gearing up for another run, minus Torrey Krug, who looks as good as gone after
even Chara.
Even Chara says he wants to come back, and Marchand said he likes his core.
Back. I think
I'll take Chara back, but I maybe would like to see him on like the third line or something.
But that's the thing.
Sure, fine. I would take that.
If you move Chara from the first line to the third line, he's a good defender again. Not that he's not still a good defender, but he's not a first line defender anymore.
No, he's a guy that's going to be your sixth defenseman, and maybe he comes in and out of the lineup sometimes, and you got
maybe some power play minutes,
penalty
whatever.
kill.
Yeah.
He's meant for the penalty.
Yes,
kill.
because he's smart.
Yeah,
he knows where to move the puck.
And he can block the net.
Yeah,
but like, are you really going to you're going to bring him back, and he's going to be your captain?
No,
he's
captain.
He's fine.
No. If he's coming in and out of the lineup, you can't have your captain coming in and out of the lineup.
Sure, you can.
Not when he's not suiting up. I'm saying if he's not like.
Oh, I mean,
dressing.
if he's playing every night as the
I'm
third
saying
liner,
that he might not be playing every night because there's guys that are 6th and 7th defensemen that don't play every night.
All
like
right,
John Moore.
Saying he's the 5th defenseman and he plays 80% of the
captain.
games.
Then yes, he can be the captain. Absolutely, agreed. He can be the captain.
Yeah, he if he stays on this team, there's no way they demote him from captain. That would be ridiculous.
No, I know. I don't think they will. I'm just saying I don't know how you could keep him.
Well, I'm saying even if the scenario you're talking about where he was still on the team and he wasn't suiting up every night. Oh, so you're saying if he's not wearing a jersey, he can't physically be the
yes, and I'm just saying that the scenario will never happen because they'll never do that.
No, let him be. You know, there's 3 lines of defensemen in hockey, right?
Yeah, that's correct. So there's 6. So this is
move him down a line or 2.
Back to like them losing to Tampa. I've always said Bruce Cassidy, second best coach in town. No. Brad Stevens is the second best coach in town. I was really disappointed in Cassidy. The lines were horrible.
Behind who?
What? Stevens. I'm going to put Ron Renicky at
Belichick and Stevens.
Hey, I heard Martin Perez might have a no-hitter going on right now, too, for the Red Sox.
Yeah, Ron Renicky.
But, you waited so long to switch up the lines. And did you watch Game 5 when they were in overtime?
Yes.
And see, they were all over them. And they flipped the lines, and Pastrnak was playing with Krejci, and who else was on that line? And DeBrusque, and they were killing it. So I don't know why, he waits so long. He's just so reluctant to break up the perfection line, Marchand, Bergeron, Pastrnak.
Yeah.
He should have done it earlier, and guess what? He also should have fucking taken Nick Ritchie, that bum, out of the lineup after fucking Game 1. Game 3 or 4, he spent 15 minutes in the penalty box. He had that horrible, dirty hit on that dude into the boards.
Yep.
He had a 5-minute major for fighting and a roughing call. That dude sucks.
Yeah.
Horrible. And you waited to take him out of the lineup till it was way too late.
Those are all fair points, RJ. But I think that if Cassidy even made corrections to those coaching decisions, then Tampa was still going to win that.
I agree. I do agree with that. I think even if Rask was there, Tampa wins that series. They had no Stamkos, and they still beat you in 5 games. And that brings me back to last year.
What's the deal with Stamkos? Is he due back at all?
I don't know.
Or is he done for the year?
It didn't seem like they ever closed the door on that happening.
I gotta say, I'm gonna put Cassidy at 4.
4?
He's behind Belichick, Stevens, and Bruce Arena, the Revs coach.
Shut the fuck up.
Can you
Get the
leave
fuck
that
out of
out
here,
there, please?
That's going to kill everybody's ears banging on that table.
I'm pretty sure we just lost everybody who's listening to this.
After a fucking Bruce Arians joke.
Arena.
Aaron, who gives a fuck?
He actually used to be the men's national coach, but yeah, that was a joke.
So, them losing because the year before they went to the Cup, they also lost to Tampa in 5 games, and it just shows me they missed their opportunity last year big time.
They did.
Didn't have to play Washington, didn't have to play Tampa. They blew it.
They
blew it big time.
I mean, if they got through Tampa, too, this year, I mean, the Islanders have been playing great hockey. Is Philly and New York on tonight?
Yeah, they are. I think Philly is looking to force a Game 7.
They are,
I could be wrong.
Who else could be less interested in the rest of the NHL playoffs compared to the rest of the NBA playoffs at this table?
What do you mean?
Like,
I don't care about the rest. So, yeah, the Flyers and Islanders are tied up in overtime right now, and the Canucks are up 1-0 over the Golden Knights. The Canucks looking to force a Game 7.
Actually, I take that back. I do care about the NHL playoffs now because I have a new team to root for. You want to guess who I'm rooting for?
Colorado. Cal McCarr from UMass.
No. Oh, I forgot McCarr's from UMass, but no. For almost the same reason, I'm rooting for the Stars to take Game 7. For my boy, the stud, Tyler Seguin. The guy who the Bruins should have never gotten rid of.
Doesn't Tyler Seguin seem like kind of an asshole to you?
No, he seems like a stud, bro.
He should still
And
be
honestly,
on the
they
fucking
should have never gotten rid of him.
Asshole,
Imagine we still had him on our line. So maybe Pasternak would be a second liner right now.
He should still be there, but he was too busy partying, so they traded him, which is whack.
Sorry, they were going to take him down a notch because those girls held up that sign. Oh, Tyler, we sucked your dick in high school. They're going to hold that against him. Sorry,
I think that was after he left the Bruins.
No, I think it was before because he was on the team still. Yep.
Yeah, he was on the team when that happened.
Of course,
then I guess I was wrong.
Those fucking
I would have given him an extension right after.
That's a max contract in my book.
Let's move on. Some Patriots talk. So, Mohamed Sanu cut yesterday, and they traded a fucking second-round pick for this guy.
Dude.
Why
are they cutting him? Was he that bad in practice?
He must have been. I guess they used like $6.5 million too that they would save off the cap.
What a waste of that pick.
Like a second-round pick for this guy who
for this team currently without Brady and all the other defensive pieces we lost, a second-round pick would have been huge for our defense.
Dude,
we could have picked up another D3 safety or whatever the guy Kyle Duggar is.
They need They need receivers too, and he's that bad where he can't even make the team. So outside of Edelman, you got N'Keal Harry,
Gunnar. Apparently, Gunnar's looking good.
This kid, Damari Bird, is supposed to be decent, and then there might be somebody else.
Let's bring back Kenrell Tompkins.
I think he's dead. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just joking.
Dead.
We're gonna cut that.
Why would we cut that? Jesus. You want to cut everything tonight.
Yeah,
yikes.
Yeah, let's just scrap the episode.
Yeah, let's just leave now. And then there was another deal they made a couple of years ago. Coney Ealy was also horrible, too, for a second-round pick.
Yes.
So we'll see what... Belichick doesn't have Brady. Belichick, the GM, doesn't have Brady around to bail him out. So we'll see what happens this year.
Well, I mean, Cam was just named the starting quarterback, and he was named captain of the team, one of the captains, which is pretty cool. I heard that Cam has been doing nothing but outworking pretty much everybody in that.
He was named the captain today.
Yeah, I don't think Bill would have named him a captain unless he was.
Bill came out and said the other day that he works harder than anybody he's ever coached before. I mean,
really, I didn't see that.
One of the players
says that all the time, though. In fairness,
I don't know that he
says that. The quote was that he's working harder than anybody currently on the team.
He says that.
No, he said he's like one of the hardest working guys I've ever coached.
Really?
Not the hardest working, but one of the hardest working guys. And Devin McCourty came out and said you show up at the facility at 6 a.m. Cam's already there. Everybody leaves. Cam stays late.
Well, that's how you impress Bill Belichick. Yeah. That's how you earn the starting job. Hopefully, he can show up for us. I mean, it's what we all wanted, right? We all wanted Cam to come in and win the job once we signed him. Yeah. I mean, now he's getting that opportunity. Let's just hope he doesn't have a rocky start, or else the haters and the troll accounts are going to start coming from the woodworks, and they're going to.
Hoyer's going to be the quarterback
because Stidham's a little hurt. Yeah,
he sucks. By the way, he's going to be a bust. He's
Stidham.
Yeah.
I mean,
he couldn't even beat up.
It's a little early to write him off. Hey, would you? Maybe we can cut Stidham and fucking make a trade. I guess Rosen's on the market.
I would probably rather Rosen. I don't think Rosen is.
He's
really
a former first-round pick.
I don't think he's really been given a fair chance.
He hasn't.
Wasn't he like the 10th?
You know when they signed? You know when they drafted Tua, his first interview back as a Dolphin when the season's resumed, they were like, what are your thoughts on the Dolphins drafting a quarterback in the first round? He had nothing else to say, but it is what it is.
Why is he
clearly
still
not
there?
happy?
Why wouldn't you even trade him for like a 4th-round pick? You have Fitzpatrick, too. You don't need him there. He's just going to sit on the bench.
Poor guy.
I
I feel for him. Let's get him somewhere. Fuck Brian Hoyer.
Right? In a league that's so desperate for quarterbacks, too, you'd think that somebody else would want him.
Yeah, I don't know.
What do you think about Leonard Fournette going to Tampa, loading up even more?
So it came out that Bruce Arians said that it's still Rojo in the backfield. It's still his backfield. They
Leonard just brought him in
for
because running backs are a position of nicks and bruises, as he said. So
they signed him to a pretty cheap deal too.
I don't believe him for a second
right?
though.
For like
There's no way he's signed that deal.
You sign Leonard Fournette. He's coming, and they're going to use his talent. We all know what he can do.
I don't think Fournette's that great.
I think
he is.
I don't think he is.
He's good. I don't know if he's great.
How good was his offensive line in Jacksonville all his years there? He still was averaging over 1,100 yards a season.
But his yards per carry was atrocious. It was like 3.2.
Really that atrocious?
That's a good point because Jacksonville's so bad. Where, like, last year, they had Minshew as the quarterback.
Everyone knew they was going to Fournette.
Yes, you can put 9 guys in the box, and you can just play the run.
That was their offense.
So we'll see. I don't think he's great. I don't love a big, back like that too much. But we'll see.
He's like another variation of Derrick Henry.
Yeah,
just doesn't have this. Apparently, the mental. That's what people question with Fournette, other than as opposed to Henry, is that they think he's not all there mentally, and he's the knock on him, as OMF was saying this week, is that once he signed his contract, that he stopped caring about football. But I don't know if you've seen his LSU mixtape. That dude can. Run the football.
His LSU tapes are. That's
still,
why he went 4th overall in the draft when he was picked.
Top 5 standard league running back. Not this year, maybe not last year, but those other 2 years, you're drafting him as a top 5 running back probably.
Yeah, because he gets in the end zone. He's rushed
Standard league, so not PPR. The dude was getting the ball almost 300.
He should get a lot of goal line carries.
I'm talking about the past, not anymore, obviously, but
both years that he's been healthy the entire time. Because I think it's his 4th year in the league. Yeah. He was hurt one in the middle year. I think he was around 1,200 yards, which is solid. That's good.
That's top 5 in the league, probably.
I don't know. I don't love him for some reason. I probably don't watch him enough.
I don't love him.
I can't say I watch him enough, but I just going off of what I see from his box scores and what I've.
It's just another big name to the Bucks, though.
Yeah, it is.
Someone called one NFL player today called them the Golden State Bucks. Fuck.
But kind of transitioning to the Patriots running back situation, looked like Damian Harris was going to be the guy. He's hurt now apparently, and he's probably going to be missed. He's going to miss the season opener. And that brings Sony Michel. I've heard to do something, or that pick was a complete fucking waste. Where they picked Sony Michel, Isaiah Wynn, and who was still on the board where they could have taken him? Fucking Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson should be the starting quarterback for the Patriots week 1 next week.
That's true.
Not fucking Sony Michel's a fucking bum. He's going to be cut in a year. And Isaiah Wynn can't stay healthy. That one's...
on the positive side, yeah, right.
He's not, though. He's not first-round value. He needs a loaded offensive line and a great fullback to do shit. He was horrible last year. The kid can't catch the ball either.
He was pretty good the year before.
I'll make my judgment on him
in the playoffs.
I'll make my judgment on him after this season. I will make my final judgment on Sony Michel. Because he's basically got one. He's got one good year under his belt. He's got one.
Okay, but what do you think? What's your projection for him?
Well, so his numbers are probably going to be down because we have a 5-headed dragon at running back, but. Right. I think he's going to prove us right this year, and he's going to run hard.
He's never broken 1,000 yards.
We have so many, but we have
in 2 years.
We have so many running
backs.
And
we've had 4 or 5 running backs on the roster.
His average yards per carry was 3.7 last year.
What about the year before?
4.5.
That's really good.
Like I said, he needs a fullback in front of him. And a great offensive line. He had no fullback last year. I don't know if I would
call our offensive line great.
It was very good 2 years ago when they beat the Rams. When everybody was healthy. They didn't have Andrews last year.
Maybe top 10.
It was definitely top 10 2 years ago. It was probably top 5.
I'm going to give Sony more credit than you're giving him, though.
All right, I think he sucks. So you think he's going to be fine?
I don't know if he's going to put up 1,000 yards because we have 6 running backs on the roster.
How good is he if he's already supposedly going to be losing his job for Damian Harris, though?
That's just the name of the business.
Not because Belichick knows he's not good.
Maybe.
He's already gotten bumped down, so what's he going to be, 3rd string behind Harris and White? That's embarrassing for a first-round pick.
How do we know that Harris is going to be taking his job?
They already said that coming out of camp. It looks like Harris is going to be the main
Who
guy.
said that?
All the media that was there. No, Felger doesn't go. I would take it verbatim if he said it.
Yeah, I would take it as fucking hearsay if he said it.
You can come out right now on the show and say that you're a big Felger and Maz fan if you want.
No, team OMF all day. I would love to have.
OMF.
I would love to have Lou or Christian. I don't know how much you guys charge for a feature, but I don't know if it's against your contract to come on to another podcast during OMF hours or time, but
no thanks.
If we could get you guys on, we'd love it.
No, I'm good. No thanks.
I would definitely rather him than the fat guy there with the backwards hat on, Felger and Maz. What's his name there?
Jim Murray.
Oh yeah,
he's not fat.
Well, either way, we're having Lou and Christian on before Jim Murray.
Yeah, they're not. That's never gonna happen. But
I'll drop the $25 for Christian.
$25. All right, but another. Who I think is going to be a bust of a first-round pick is Doughboy, N'Keal Harry.
Doughboy! Does anybody know what Doughboy means?
Jesse, why don't you tell him what Doughboy means?
I don't feel comfortable. We'll probably just have to cut it if I told you. No, I'm kidding.
That means it's like you're
into larger women. You like to flirt with large women,
because Cam Newton called him Doughboy in an interview, and everyone thought that's because they were saying you saw. Are you going to turn that off?
Can you fucking relax? It was twice.
How many times is that going to happen?
That was twice that
Last time we did
happened.
an episode, it did it 3
Holy
times.
Holy shit, calm down.
And he's got mad biddies.
And I listened to your guys' episode, and it did it twice. Can you hit the mute button?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Twice it happened?
Yeah.
Just a little...
You can't turn the volume down?
Girls, sports.
Yeah, back to sports.
Jesus, back to... fucking N'Keal Harry. So N'Keal Harry's into thicker women. So what?
And I think he's been bad in camp. And this is another guy that needs to fucking show up.
Yes.
Yeah, so what, you guys got nothing to say? Big surprise.
Oh, you're talking to me about N'Keal Harry being into thick women. What am I supposed to say on that? How am I supposed to expand on that?
Why don't you give a fucking take on him going into the season?
Who ain't into thick women?
What are you talking about now? I'm talking about... What the fuck kind of response?
N'Keal Harry will start slow because he's taking some time off.
I've actually... No, okay. All kidding aside. I've actually heard that Cam Newton and N'Keal Harry have been building a good rapport in practice together. Seriously, I did hear that.
That's good to hear.
Okay.
All right. So I got another...
All right, we'll cut that.
No, we're not cutting anything. All right. So I got actually a real bone to pick with you. Is how many times are you going to fucking flip-flop on if the Patriots are going to win the division or not?
How many times am I going to flip-flop?
Yes! What did you do last episode with him? You said the Patriots are going to win the division. What did you do the episode before when it was us three? We reinstated our stake bet.
I don't remember any of that.
You have flip-flopped on the Patriots.
Okay, well, things have changed in between episodes, RJ. It's not.
So you can just keep flipping.
Yeah, when we don't have Cam Newton one time, and then we do have Cam Newton, and when Cam Newton is proven to be the starting quarterback, and then he's not. Back and forth. Yeah.
So right now, official prediction. You can't fucking change it. Who's winning the division? Patriots or Bills?
Patriots.
You couldn't even take that stance for the show and just say Buffalo.
Fuck you.
Do you know how many stances
Bills.
I've taken for this show?
Bills.
It's ridiculous.
Matt, the audience is. We got the host taking the Pats to win the division. We got the audience taking the Bills.
The Bills are also favored right now, I believe.
Are they? You should check the odds when you get a sec.
I believe they're plus 120.
I would love to see those division odds.
Get our numbers guy on that.
Oh, man. We might have to hire you.
Let's transition to some NBA playoffs.
We'll give you a natty daddy per episode if you want to be our stats guy.
I love that.
Jesse's favorite. So
what, NBA playoffs?
Yeah, what do you think about this Bucks Heat series?
Bucks Heat. Right, I mean, like I said earlier about the team to beat in the East, I'm thinking that the Heat are going to do what we couldn't do tonight and take a 3-0 lead.
And you think they are going to take a 3-0
I do, and I already got to say, I know this is going.
No way the league lets that happen.
I know you're right. I mean, it was close to not having the last game, but I got to say, when the Heat go up 3-0, if they go up 3-0, Giannis is going to be crying. He's going to look defeated. He's going to demand a trade, and he's going to be out of Milwaukee by next year. But
by the way, Buffalo's minus 115 to win the division.
Okay, so
Patriots
it's
close.
Are
plus 120.
Plus 120.
Yeah, that's not bad. Maybe we should all do a joint bet, Pat, since we all agree.
That minus 120, I don't really like those
plus
odds.
120, you said.
No, oh yeah, you're right, yeah. So then maybe I would do it, actually.
I mean, yeah, but it's a long wait for a return.
Yeah, the Bills are favored. Bills.
Yeah.
I think the Bucks are going to win tomorrow. I don't see that.
I agree. I think the Bucks will come out with fire lit another. Dude, I mean, at the same time, you got to figure that they were taking that same approach in Game 2, and
They got outplayed.
Miami does a good job against Giannis. They slow him down at half court.
What did we say? They have a lot of different people you can
Giannis
throw at
makes
him.
all his money. Like he'll come up half court and then he picks up a head of steam right at the top of the yard.
Takes his long 2 steps.
Yep, and then exactly. Takes 2 steps to the hoop, puts it in, dunks it on people, and he was still doing that. But I think Bam Adebayo's done a great job against him.
Bam, Crowder, Jimmy Butler.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's other people.
Defenders.
It's a community effort too. Like,
let's talk about that horrible officiating last night.
Oh my
that
God.
was horrid.
That was
that
so
game
bad.
took over 3 fucking hours long.
That was so bad. There were so many fouls called.
What happened at the end in crunch time to fucking eat your whistle, especially on a 3-point jump shot where
yeah,
they both
like,
were not fouled.
not only crunch time, playoff basketball.
Yeah, and you're gonna blow. It's the same stupid fucking.
Maybe it was a makeup call. Like,
but it's like he put himself in that position. So it's
Giannis did. Hey, I was. You guys didn't think it was a foul in our group chat. It is a foul by definition. I mean, he had a hand like on his back and his stomach. They're going to call that.
No, he had one hand on his side.
No, his other hand was on his abdomen.
But that might be right.
I think it's true.
It's not. You can go back and look at the video.
No, you can.
He had one hand on him.
We'll see.
And he barely touched him. Didn't even move Jimmy Butler.
As he was releasing, his hand was fully touching him.
Didn't move him. Didn't move him. It's soft, Jesse.
It is soft. It's a foul.
It's not a foul.
Foul.
But that's the thing. He doesn't.
All right, the Dragic foul was not a foul.
I agree.
The ref doesn't make that call.
Great.
The ref doesn't make that call on Giannis if he doesn't make the first one. So
you think?
Yeah, I think he made that because he felt pressure that the ref.
You're right. You guys are right though. That's not the time to make a makeup call with the game on the line.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, let it go to overtime. Let the NBA get their extra money, get their ratings up.
You could technically
Adam Silver called that ref and bitched him out.
Jesse, you could basically call a foul on almost every play that goes on, and it's almost like you pick and choose between which is a little harder, which is a little. Like, which is something you could let go. You could let that go.
Not only did he touch him, though, he was damn close to his landing space, if not in it.
No,
you gotta be smarter. That comes down to basketball IQ. You can't even let the refs make that call. That's on Giannis.
I thought Giannis did not a great job.
You think he did a great job of defending that?
No, I thought he did a good enough job to get out of his way. He did not.
It wasn't even his defense to make. It was the other guys.
But he did not land his landing space, and he had his hand just lightly on him.
Damn close. That's on Giannis. It's not on the refs.
I just don't.
You can't make that call at the end of the game.
You cannot give them the chance to make that call. I think it's on Giannis personally.
I agree with both.
That comes down to the dynamics of the league, where they're going to call fucking everything. So
I don't know. If you're Giannis, I know almost every other superstar isn't giving them the chance to make that call.
There, so we got the play right here. If you guys want to watch it,
I would love to.
But all I have to say, no, you guys can react to it and I'll talk. You cannot
landing space, hand on it.
Dude, I mean, he already released the ball. Like, he's not even in his landing space.
One sec. I'm gonna.
This league needs to stop with the fucking officiate, like with the fucking
Jesse,
reviewing
who
everything.
cares if his hand is on him?
What do you mean landing space though? Look at that. It's a lot of contact. It's a lot of looking like contact right there.
That's a horrible angle to even judge that on.
I'm just saying, you can't let the refs blow the whistle there. You gotta just back off.
The refs.
It's a hard. You think he's making that fadeaway three?
Can't blow the whistle right.
You think he's making that fadeaway three? You gotta have. If you're gonna be the MVP, you gotta have the fucking IQ.
It was inside the 3-point.
Okay. So now I know you're defeated there.
Can we stop though with reviewing everything and bitching at the officials and blowing the whistles?
It's a bad precedent. I don't like the league.
It's only
going
to get worse. It's only going to get worse
because everybody fucking flops around,
and then they keep twirling their finger.
Yeah, let's review everything.
Yeah,
it fucking kills the flow of the game too. Like, just stop, you fucking bitch! Every time you take the ball to the hoop, just shut the fuck up and get back on defense.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so sick of watching a game and these guys fucking cry to the officials. Like, you're grown ass men. Like,
yeah, I mean,
it fucking irritates the shit out of me. Like, I love the sport of basketball.
As good as the NBA is
right now.
But
the product right now in the playoffs, like, eat your fucking whistles. No, the product's been great.
Yeah.
I've loved all the games.
No, I agree with everything. And I even agree with the NBA is almost as good as it's been right now with, like, entertainment and crazy finishes and this and that. But, like, when it comes to this bitching and the review system and all that, like, it's got to stop.
It really does.
It is just too much, man.
I'm so sick of seeing players who go down and they have a contested layup, and maybe there's a little bit of body contact, but, like, if a defender's straight up, and it doesn't affect their shot.
It's like soccer. They're flopping, they're reviewing for minutes.
They
like,
look for the call every single
killing the flow of the
now.
game.
Yes.
Like,
It's like soccer.
I hate it.
Point. They're looking for the refs.
I hate
right
it.
away.
yeah, it's annoying. It sucks.
What do you think about the Clippers Nuggets series? It's going on right now.
Wait, can you check the live score?
Clippers
what
are up
is the score on that?
69-51.
Yeah, as I thought, the Clippers would. I think it'll be maybe a 6 or 7 game series, but
Really?
the Nuggets are going to be tired after that game.
I'll go
taking the
Clippers
Clippers
in
in
6.
5.
I'll go Clippers in
It
6.
could be.
I think the Clippers might even sweep, honestly.
Maybe,
I
hey.
think they're going to wax that team. Dude, the Nuggets are coming off of a fucking, like,
Dogfight.
seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, that was what a hell of a series between Jamal Murray and Donovan Mitchell. And I just feel like the Nuggets are so gassed, and the Clippers are sitting on almost a week's rest, like, and they're obviously the better team. I think the Clippers are going to take care of business.
I do too.
easily.
There's no way they're losing the Denver.
Easily.
And I wasn't.
And I think the Clippers are getting out of the West.
Honestly, I changed my original. You've convinced me. I think I'm going to take Clippers in 5 as well. I think the Nuggets will win Game 2. They'll sense that urgency.
The Nuggets might steal one if the Clippers are just cold. And I could see that happening, like if PG doesn't have it going, which we've seen already a few times in the
Pandemic
playoffs.
P, what up, boy?
Yeah, like, and so I could see that happening where if he has a bad game and like some of those role players don't fill that void, then the Nuggets might be able to steal one. But in my opinion, the Clippers are a tier above the Nuggets, and they should take care of business pretty easily.
Rockets got any chance versus the Lakers?
No.
I actually kind of.
So you think the
I
Rockets
actually-
have a better chance than the Nuggets?
Yes, absolutely I do.
No,
and
no.
I'm actually excited to watch that series because you have the star power in James Harden, and I know Russell Westbrook is just like a choke artist when
No,
it comes
call
to
him what it
playoffs.
is. Russell Westbrook.
I understand, like, and I'm a fan of Russell Westbrook. I actually, like, he's one of my favorite players in the league, and every time I try to defend him to people, they're always like, dude, look at him, like, he's just not a winner. Like,
Did you
can't.
did you fall? You weren't answering last night. You fell asleep before the end of the game,
I
right?
for sure did.
He
I did see-
once again down the stretch bricked
did
like
see- I did
3 or
see-
4 questionable shots in
I
the
did
lane.
see
like,
one shot, like, when there was, like, 1:10 left that he wasn't even close.
no, that wasn't his first one either, man. He basically looked like what he did the game before. It was Brick City. I mean, I know he's a little rusty. He wasn't playing the first 4 or 5 games.
Yeah,
of
but
the series.
that excuse doesn't hold up when that's been an issue or like a critique of his for pretty much his whole career. Like
What's up with
just doesn't
Harden not
perform.
showing up for Game 7s and elimination games too?
Well, they had an awesome defender in Lou Dort on him. I mean, I think he was just trusting his teammates.
But Harden's way.
I don't know how many shots he put up, but like you can't expect him to go for a 40-point triple double.
No, I don't expect that, but he was bad.
Yeah, I mean, he
night.
still
He
was
was
up
bad,
his 20,
but
and
they won.
You know, he
They
had
won.
that stop down
That's
the
it.
stretch.
He needs.
Yeah, but it was a low scoring game.
True.
What was the final score?
104, 103.
Oh, never mind. I was
Or
thinking
102,
of the
103.
Jazz Nuggets score 80.
But still,
78.
102, 103. I mean,
That's not too
the
high scoring.
the Rockets probably average like 110,
What
112 or something like that.
What I need to say, and this is why the Rockets are doomed, it's because of 3 players. Mainly, I guess, 3 players. Anthony Davis, Dwight Howard, and LeBron James. The Rockets are doomed.
Yeah, I don't.
PJ Tucker will be guarding Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
I think the Lakers. will
Anthony
take it
Davis
in
could
6.
go average 40 and 15.
The Lakers are way too big.
I'll take the Lakers
Davis,
in 5 at the most.
I would take
So
them.
you think they can sweep them?
They could.
I think I'm going to
A
take
lot of rest too. They're on a lot of rest.
I think I'm going
They're-
to take the Lakers in 6.
And now LeBron's angry because who called him out on Twitter? Jay Williams.
no,
he said he
it
called
was,
him a
no,
Pippin.
Richard Jefferson. Did.
No.
it was Jay
Richard
Williams.
Jefferson called out Pippin, and Jay Williams
Oh,
called
okay.
LeBron a Pippin, and LeBron did not like that. So
Yeah, LeBron was like, "What does
LeBron's
that
a
make
bitch.
you?"
no, that
For-
was Pippin's name at the Jefferson. But yeah,
So week
I'm
away
all over the
from the
place.
start of the NFL season. 1 week, 7 days.
let's go.
So, who you got winning each division? Some of the wild card teams. I'll start things off. I think we're all Patriots, right? So we already
Yep,
determined
we're all
that.
Patriots.
I think the Colts are going to win the South. I think I don't trust Tennessee with Ryan Tannehill.
4%.
the Texans just lost DeAndre Hopkins, and Jacksonville sucks, and the Colts still have a good roster. It's how much does Phillip Rivers have left in the tank?
wouldn't write off.
I'll take
Texans,
the Titans.
Though.
I'll take the Titans.
I wouldn't even write off the Texans because I think the Texans still have some good pieces on offense.
Signed Randall Cobb in the slot. They got Brandon Cooks. They added David Johnson. They're not going to fall off.
They have Will Fuller too. Yeah, and David Johnson they got back in the trade. Which
I still think they're on paper the third best team in the division behind the Colts and Titans. I'm taking the Titans.
Yeah, I would probably take the Titans too. But I'm just saying, like I feel like the Texans still have plenty of offense to be had on that team, and their defense should still be solid.
I'm not saying they're going to be bad. I think they could still win 9 or 10 games.
I think it's going to be a dogfight. That might be the closest division race we see.
It should be close.
And it'll be one of those classic NFC East races where each team's like 8-8 or 9-7 or 8-7 going into the final week.
Just wild card teams winning their
no matter whoever doesn't win the division is out type deal. But so I'll take the Titans.
I'm guessing we all have Ravens, Chiefs.
For
each for the West and the North.
Call me crazy.
Oh God, he's gonna pick against Kansas City.
No. Kansas City's winning that division.
But Pittsburgh.
The Steelers' defense is one of the best defenses in the league now.
It's true.
And they have a loaded secondary.
I think we talked about
We got Big Ben back. We've got motivated running backs. We got motivated wide receivers. Give me I'm counting on a downfall year from the Ravens. Mark Ingram's a year older.
I think we talked about that when you and I did our episode. The fact that I think we mentioned the fact that the Steelers almost made the playoffs with Mason Rudolph playing quarterback.
Yes, you did mention that. Yeah,
and he wasn't even healthy the whole season. There was some other bum that was in there that.
Like Duck Hodges.
Yeah, Duck Hodges.
I remember you guys
they were close to making the playoffs. I mean, their defense is stout, and the fact that you said they're loaded up on the secondary, like the Steelers have had a weak secondary pretty much as long as I've known the Steelers. That's why Tom Brady torches them. He's one of but.
So you want Steelers or Ravens?
I mean,
I'm counting on a Lamar
but
Jackson.
Also, don't count out my Cleveland Browns.
Yes, I'm not counting on
Mayfield. Dude, that team is still loaded with talent.
Yeah, they're just going to be a disappointment year after year.
Most likely, if I were to bet, I would bet that they're a disappointment, but they still have enough talent that there's a possibility that they could turn it around.
Hey,
Baker Mayfield.
You want to know the
bounce back year?
Signing of that division over the summer, Austin Hooper to the Browns. He's a really good pass-catching tight end, and having that two-headed monster there. But I'm going to count on not a shit year from Jackson, but a down year to his standards. He's not going to replicate what he did last year. Defense are going to have another year to prepare for him.
Yeah, Cleveland's plus 500 to win the division.
What are the Steelers?
Plus 300. Ravens are minus 240.
That is a horrible bet. Anybody who bets on the Ravens minus 240,
not worth it. It's not worth it.
You better be putting down
Same
$100K, and even then, it's a bad bet. But all right, next division.
So.
We all have the Chiefs.
Yeah, to the NFC, yeah. Do you got the Cowboys winning the NFC East? I do.
I actually...
Cowboys are loaded this year. They're going to be good, I think.
Cowboys are one of my favorites.
With Mike McCarthy, too?
Cowboys are one of my favorites to come out of
minus 150 for them to win the division.
I like the Cowboys this year.
So, I got Niners out of the West.
I'll take the Seahawks to actually take the division this year. Niners out of the wild card.
I would take the Seahawks as well.
Yeah,
what are the odds there, Matt? Pretty much even?
Niners plus 110. Next up is Seahawks at plus 160.
Yeah, pretty close.
Even, yeah.
Yep.
Then the Rams plus 450.
The Rams, they fell off.
Yeah, the Rams are gone.
I'm going Saints in the South.
I'll take the Bucks. I'll take the Bucks as well.
Saint Bucks will be one of my wild card teams.
Yep.
And then I'll go Vikings in the North.
I'll take the Pack to win that division.
I would probably pick the Vikings there too.
Take the Vikings minus Diggs, and they lost some defensive pieces too.
I know, but
who'd they lose? Everson Griffin and someone else.
Diggs.
No, I know. I'm the defense man. They lost a few.
Xavier Rhodes is gone.
That defense is not what it once was.
Xavier Rhodes, where's he playing?
I have no clue.
Give me the Packers to go like a surprising 13-3.
I just feel like the Packers are past their.
I actually don't think that division's very good, to be honest. I think the Bears, the Lions,
the Bears
Packers,
suck.
Hey,
Bears and Lions suck.
That's my surprising Lion. That's my surprising wild card team. I'm taking the Lions to squeak in this year. They deserve it. They got screwed out of so many games last year.
Roses with the Colts. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Just got signed for the Colts.
Which is another reason why the Colts look good in that division. Good pick, RJ. but I'll stick to the Titans.
At the same time, Xavier Rhodes, as good as he was for a few years in Minnesota, like last year, he got exposed like a few times, pretty bad.
All right, so let's transition to some quick fantasy football talk. You guys got like a running back sleeper?
A running back sleeper.
Mine? So I like James White as a sleeper.
James White, really?
Because McCaffrey's rookie year, Cam Newton had one of his best years ever because he's got that check down to the running back. Mm-hmm. So in a PPR league, I think James White is going to eat PPR wise. Standard, I want nothing to do with him.
I'll sort of, I don't want to say piggyback off that, but in the same sort of sense, I think David Johnson could actually produce a lot this year for Houston. In the same sense
you said Duke or David?
David Johnson.
David Johnson.
But Duke Johnson is a good point of reference to look at in that scenario because Duke Johnson has been a good pass catching back and he was actually pretty good for the Texans last year. But similar offenses in the sense that Cam and Deshaun Watson both play like a similar quarterback style, and when you roll out and the defense has to honor you, and they're not honoring the little check down because as good of a runner as Deshaun Watson is. Just like Cam, he can dump that ball off to David Johnson. And in a PPR league, I think David Johnson could thrive.
I think David Johnson kind of got the shit end of the stick over in Arizona. I don't think Kingsburg liked him at all. And even with Kenyon Drake,
think about it, it was like, what? It was 3 years ago that David Johnson was like the running back 2 in fantasy?
Yeah.
Like, he was a stud.
I'm pretty sure I picked him in the first round of your draft last year. In the second round because he's supposed to be nasty. And he was like... Huge disappointment. That killed any. If you had David Johnson on your fantasy team, he killed you last year.
Yeah.
You got any like a quarterback sleeper?
QB sleeper? I mean, I'm kind of excited. Like, if I ended up with Kyler Murray on my team, I'd be okay with that. I think he could take a step ahead. He
is going high in drafts, though.
Yeah, I also wouldn't mind Joe Burrow. With some of the weapons that he has available in Cincinnati. I mean, Cincinnati's probably not going to be that good, but he's still... A.J. Green's supposed to be healthy this year. He's got Tyler Boyd.
Joe Mixon is a good running back when he's got a good... Like, he was horrible last year because that team is just terrible.
No, their offensive line was atrocious.
So Mixon's not a bad player. Sleeper for me is, I know Ben Roethlisberger's coming off a Tommy John surgery, but he still has a lot of weapons there, and I don't think it's a bad... And I think he's going... I got him in one of my fantasy leagues, like, last 13th or 14th round. So he's a guy that's going to be there.
All right, well, if you're going to touch on RB and QB sleepers, you got a wide receiver sleeper?
Yeah, Brandon Cooks.
Brandon Cooks, I like it.
That's a great wide receiver.
You got a wide receiver sleeper for fantasy?
He doesn't.
Well, I have a running back sleeper that maybe you guys wouldn't call a sleeper, but I think Kareem Hunt can be just as valuable in either PPR or standard as Nick Chubb.
I think Kareem Hunt's
not
going to be...
standard.
Yep, I think that's my bold prediction.
They're not going to split carries.
It's going to be damn close.
In a PPR league...
They're even talking about it on their like little stories for each player, like why is Nick Chubb so much more valuable than blah, 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 and like they're questioning it, so I'm thinking.
So, you wanted to get Messi to Man City. Let's hear it. Boston Sports
I think it's going to fall through. I don't think it's actually going to happen, but goddamn, wouldn't that be cool? Either way, I think I think he's leaving Barcelona.
Isn't that the team that he said he wanted to play for?
So he played alongside the current coach of Man City right now, Pep Guardiola. That guy came from Barcelona. He's a Spaniard himself. Messi's not a Spaniard, but he has ties to Spain. Anyways, it's the biggest story in soccer. So just for comparisons, when Ronaldo left Real Madrid, there was like 2 million tweets worldwide, and when there was a rumor of Messi leaving, like 10 million tweets that day. It just shows the levels to where Messi is in the sports world and like realm of like legends in sports.
Messi is like the LeBron of soccer.
Right? He's the Jordan of soccer at this point. Like it's.
A Ronaldo fan would say differently.
Nah, come on, it's Messi.
But did you hear? You might have already touched on this. Did you see how in the deal, if he went to Man City, it'd be like where he would come to the U.S. and play for New York FC?
Yeah, so he would have 3 years in the Premier League with Man City, and then after that third year, he would go to New York City FC and play 2 years in the MLS.
Are those two clubs affiliated with each other?
Maybe, but
I think they are.
They probably are because
their jerseys
the Revs are affiliated with Liverpool. I'm pretty sure because
no, Kraft owns the Patriots and John Henry owns Liverpool.
Oh,
So you might be thinking of a different team.
No, but like that, it's not too asinine to think that. Like,
it's just
there
weird.
are
it's just
MLS
weird
clubs.
that would be some sort of contingency.
Or it could just be that he thinks New York City is the biggest market in the United States, and he's like,
Well,
if I'm going to
sure
go to the
it is,
MLS,
right?
I want to make that part of my deal.
That would be a huge boost for the MLS.
You know what's cool? That while we're on soccer, before we're going to skip that and that.
Yeah, we're going to the
But
Boston Sports Trivia.
while we're on MLS soccer, David Beckham just created a club in the MLS. It's called Inter Miami. And they already signed a very relevant player in Blase Matuidi, who played.
Matuidi's playing?
Matuidi's playing for them, and he's only 33. He's still very good. And you know who else is linked to them is not only Suarez from Barcelona, but Gonzalo Higuain from Juventus just signed with Inter Miami.
No
Apparently.
shit.
Wait,
So, like,
Suarez is on Inter Miami?
No. He was linked to them. I think he's going to go to Juventus, actually. But Higuain is almost a class striker. He holds the record for most goals in a Serie A season.
That's great for MLS, and honestly, like if MLS gets some of these big name guys, like I'll actually start watching more because I'm not very big into soccer.
No,
but,
thanks. I
like,
want nothing to do
I
with
mean,
the
as
MLS.
far as
They're
MLS
starting- they're
as
taking the
MLS
right
has
steps.
gone, like the biggest name that's played for MLS was what Ibrahimovic.
Ibrahimovic, Beckham when he played was
They've
was
been
huge.
saying that the MLS is going to boom in this country for 20 years.
I understand.
No, but it's
I understand,
It is
but
on the come
it's
up.
not
We're
gonna
getting
do it-
bigger
But
names
if
nowadays.
you're gonna put a club together with Matuidi and
Matuidi just won the World Cup 2 years ago as a starter.
Yeah.
I mean, he's still a great, like, he could go play for Manchester
you get
United
some of
or
those
City.
big name guys.
Crystal Palace, he would be the best player on Crystal Palace right now.
Who would?
Matuidi.
No, Zaha's better.
Yeah, too bad he's a head case.
Anyways,
He's gone. But all right, let's
Let's
get
get
into
this
a Boston
bludgeoning over
sports
with.
trivia.
All right,
Hey.
Andy needs to cover 1.5 questions.
who drew the dick on that?
That's a pretty good dick.
That looks about 12 inches. Accurate.
Yeah, I knew you had that fucking. We're gonna say something perverted. I think it's
Yeah,
permanent ink. I don't think that's coming
Actually,
off.
can I draw a dick too?
No, let's just keep it to Boston sports trivia. Keep it clean. There could be kids listening.
And RJ's mother. Hi, Betsy.
All right, this is getting weird. All right, all right. Tell me when you guys are ready to go. So I'm gonna start it off with a Bruins question, Jesse's favorite. Ready to go, Andy? Let's fucking go. All right, I'm asking the question. Sick. All right.
That also looks accurate for you.
It's a pretty good penis.
All right, here we go. So yeah, who winner is gonna play me? Or are you just gonna
Winner will take you on again. Now that I have to cover,
Are we
I'm not
taking,
going to
are we
step
taking
down.
you on tonight or is it
No.
next episode?
Next episode.
Next time we do
fine.
Do
trivia.
either of you guys have questions ready to go?
Yeah.
I mean, I could rip them off the dome.
No, you definitely couldn't. But
Dumb.
all right. Who were the 3 alternate captains, A on their sweater, for the Bruins this past season? 3 of them. Both writing down. Yeah, I should be talking right now, so it's not just complete silence.
I have, what do we have,
But-
like another 10, 15 seconds?
I'll give you 30 more seconds.
All right.
But while we're waiting here, I'm going to be starting an NFL survival pool again, like last year. So if you want in on that,
Nobody
let
does.
me know. That's not true. I got a bunch. I got like 25 people in there last season. So if you want in on that, it's like $25 entry.
All right. I'm
Jesse's
submitted.
ready to go.
I'm completely
All right.
guessing.
All right.
I
reveal
think
your
I have mine
answers.
right.
Really?
Krejci, Bergeron, and Marchand.
Flip yours.
I got Bergeron, Marchand, and Tuca.
Jesse was correct.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm surprised you got that. I'm impressed.
Just takes it.
I knew it was right, too. Took me a second to think of Marchand. I was thinking,
I'm off the mic.
Matt, you can say fuck.
No, he's screaming is the issue. All right. How many times was Paul Pierce All-NBA first team in his career?
All-NBA first team?
All-NBA first team. Not All-NBA, All-NBA first team. Emphasis on first.
I just want
Andy's-
to say it's been a pleasure being here as the first live audience member.
Yeah, we've
Thank
loved
you, man.
having you. You've
I've
done a good
appreciated
job.
you being here as a stats guy. Maybe make that a permanent thing. So
Yeah.
I appreciate
Probably
you
not. I
tuning
haven't
in.
forced myself to be here, so.
All right, well, that's
We'll
good
take
to
you
hear.
anytime, bud.
Thanks for joining us.
All right, ready, Jesse?
All right, you guys ready to go? 3, 2, 1, reveal. Jesse's correct once again. It was 0. Andy said once.
Already covering.
I feel bad almost doing this to you. You just get... It's bad.
God, I can't wait for the people to play along because I know some of our viewers have listened and They claim, like Mike Sosa claims he went out because through 2 he's like, well, I'm also 14 for 20. So did Lucas.
Well, then why don't we
Lucas
get Mike
is
Sosa
lying,
on the
but-
phone to compete?
All right, maybe we will.
I want to do that at
It's
one
all
point.
right. Hey, it's not over. It's not over
All right,
yet.
in the
Don't sound so
2005
defeated.
season, the Patriots tried to be the first ever team to three-peat. What was the result of that season? So, how far they made it, who they lost to. What was the result of that season?
2005?
Yep. So they're going for the three-peat. Beat the Panthers, beat the Eagles, and then there was a three-peat. What was the result of that season? But yeah, I would love to have like a caller come in and we could do a segment like that eventually, where Jesse could compete. Stump the Bowling is what I want to call it. I know if people don't like that name, but
Wait.
come on, Andy, let's go, buddy. You all right?
Yeah.
Jesus,
Fumbling with himself over there.
bad.
Said the 05 season, so is that the 06?
05, 06.
05, 06, not
Yes.
04, 05?
05, because they won in 04, 05. They won 03, 04,
All right.
04, 05.
All right, wait. I'm not. I didn't see it, but you're saying 05, 06.
Correct.
I think. No, I'm gonna stick to my
right.
I'm gonna stick to my gut here.
All right, let's see.
All right.
Ready?
So, Andy, you're wrong. That would be the next season where they lost to the Colts in the AFC Championship game. That is a loss to the Broncos. Can you tell me what round that was in?
Did I have to name the round?
I wanted it, but I'll give it to you.
It was in the divisional
Correct.
round.
So you're right.
Yeah, I mean, that's bullshit.
What? Just
I named the interception, so
Because
come
you
on.
basically handed that one to him.
how?
I mean, he had Champ Bailey written on the whiteboard.
I said
mean,
Champ
that's-
Bailey INT.
that's-
How'd I hand it to him? Whatever.
you
All right,
did.
moving on. Who was the starting
The
third
fix is
baseman?
in.
Who was the starting third baseman for the 2004 Boston Red Sox? I think you guys should both know this. All right, ready to-
2004?
Yep. All right, reveal.
I
3,
don't
2,
think
1.
I have this right.
Both wrong. It's Bill Miller. Mike Lowell was 2007. Mark Bellhorn was the second baseman. It was
Alright.
Bill Miller. So still 3-0, Jesse. All right, this famous
like
Bruins goon wore number 22 on their 2011 championship team. Who was this player?
Oh my god, I know who it is too. It's
Andy's ready to go. Jesse got it right. It was Sean Thornton, not Milan Lucic. Oh, Jesus.
what a start. 4
Andy
for
showed
5.
it to me with such
Did you,
confidence.
you even put a hint in there. Goon.
Yeah, I even said goon.
Yeah,
He's
Milan
a classified
Lucic was a
goon.
goon.
Thornton's
He is
a classified goon.
He's a brawler.
Lucic
Nah,
was a
Lucic
goon.
was a stud.
How many championships did the Celtics win in a row starting in the late 50s? Jesse's already locked in and correct.
Nice.
Oh, they both got it. Andy's finally on the board.
Yeah!
I think a
Correct
tie,
answer. Say it so the
Correct
listeners
answer
know.
was 8.
I think a tie goes to the runner and
50 to
Andy, and we give it to
58.
him.
He's losing anyway, so it doesn't even matter.
I think it's already impossible. for him to win, but-
Who is the all-time leading scorer for the Patriots? Broke this record not too long ago. Both got it correct. Steven
you really,
Gostkowski.
were you answering that regardless of RJ's comment there?
They already was ready.
Yeah,
no, I knew
that.
Everyone was already writing it down. When the Red Sox won the World Series in 2018, who was the World Series MVP? Come on, it's only a couple of years ago.
Blanking on his name.
Relax. I don't know it yet. I need a second. Oh. I got it.
I don't.
So yeah, well, I'm filling in time. All right, you ready to go?
I
Played
mean,
about 20 games in the regular season.
I got it.
All right, let's see it. 3, 2, 1. Both
Yep.
correct. Steve Pierce is the correct answer.
nice, Andy.
We got a
Was
score.
that 3 in a row for you?
We got the score.
Yeah.
4-0. They've tied the last 3.
I'm up. I have
He's
2,
got
4,
four-
6. I have
4
7
on
out of
it.
8 right now. We have
Okay.
2 left, right?
Correct. Who holds the record for most points scored in a single game for the Celtics? By the way, while we're sitting here, my wild card teams for the AFC are Texans, Bills, Steelers, and my NFC teams are Bucks, Packs, Seahawks. If you want to tell us your playoff teams, feel free to hit us up on Twitter. All right, let's see it. Wow. The correct answer was Larry Bird with 60. Jesse got it dead on the spot.
Wow.
Stumped them all in again.
Kid's
all right,
good.
Last question. Question number 10. Tom Brady has never thrown for more than 5,000 yards in one season. True or false? False. Can you tell me what year it was?
It was 2012.
Oh, it was 11. I was hoping you were going to
The
get
year
that
that he
right.
threw to Wes Welker in
you
the first game of the
Andy
season.
guess, and the tie would have went to the runner.
Well, it was. We both got it right.
No,
Wow,
no,
it went
there's no
9 out of
time.
10 there. Let's go, baby.
I mean, I'm not going to compete with 9 out of 10.
No, I know. You're not going to win. All right. That's going to do it for us. We appreciate you listening.
Jesse, get
Matt,
a life.
thanks for joining us, and we will talk to you next week.
See you, boys.
See ya.
And girls.
Bye.